Here are the top 5 skills you need to learn as soon as possible. LinkedIn published their Skills on the Rise report for 2026, and if you're watching this from India, whether you're a working professional in Bengaluru or Gurgaon, a fresh graduate trying to crack your first job, or someone figuring out how to freelance in dollars from your laptop, this report is directly talking to you. All right. So, India has about 950 million internet users. We have the fastest growing startup ecosystem in the world, and we produce over 1.5 million engineering graduates every year. And yet, one in every five professionals globally says not having the right skills is making their job search harder. In India, that number feels even more real. Here's what I want to do today. I am going to break down the 5 major skill areas LinkedIn has flagged, but more importantly, I'm going to show you how to stack them because one skill on its own is a resume line. Two or three of them stacked strategically, well, that's leverage. That's how you stop competing on price and start competing on value. So let's get into it. All right. The first area that we're going to cover is people skills, the skills India underestimates the most. So, this is the first area that LinkedIn flags in their report. So, think about cross functional collaboration, team management, mentorship. And I genuinely want to be honest with you about something here. In India, we've built an education system that rewards individual performance. So, think about marks, ranks, percentages, percentiles. It does not teach you how to lead a team through a disagreement, how to mentor someone who's losing confidence, or how to even navigate a room where three departments want completely three different things. These are now outpacing technical skills in hiring, which basically signal growth. Recruiters are filtering for them explicitly now in ways that they weren't able to about 3 years ago. Why now? Well, AI is actually handling more of the execution layer. So think about writing, summarizing, analyzing, even things that we cover on our channel with the Claude for Marketers series. If you haven't seen that series, I'll quickly pitch that up here in the eye icon so you can go check it out. The things that used to require a team of five now essentially requires one person and a tool. The people left in the room need to do all the human work. And AI cannot do that. So, where do you build this? My honest answer is you build it by doing it. So, volunteer to run the next cross team project or offer to mentor a junior. Put yourself in the room where functions clash and practice being useful. But if you're somebody who prefers structured learning, we recommend three different ways you can go about it. So, one is looking at LinkedIn's Learning's Effective Collaboration course, which is pretty solid. Coursera also has a team leadership program from INSEAD or the University of Michigan. Both of them are pretty good. And if you want frameworks alongside the reps, look at structured programs that combine soft skills with technical training. UpskillNexus, for instance, builds communication and collaboration into their AI and automation program, specifically because employers keep telling us that technical graduates can build things, but they can't work in teams. So, the entire tech stack that is at play here is pairing people skills with AI literacy, and you become the person who can lead AI augmented teams. Well, that combination is genuinely rare right now, even in tier one Indian companies. All right, let's look at area number two, executive communication. The career ceiling actually nobody talks about. The second area is executive communication, which talks about public speaking, stakeholder management, presenting clearly to people who have less context than you. Here's something I see constantly in the Indian professional landscape: brilliant execution, genuinely smart people who write 5 paragraph emails when 3 sentences would do the job, who present data when someone asked for just a recommendation, who answered the question that was asked instead of the question behind the question. That gap is career ceiling, right? It's visible until it isn't. And it hits hardest somewhere between years 3 and 7 of your career when you're technically capable but not getting visibility or the promotions. So here's the India specific opportunity in this, right? If you're building communication skills alongside your technical skills and you're doing it in English at a professional level, you're competitive not just in India but globally. That's a real arbitrage that most people miss. Where to build it? Well, Toastmasters India is generally underutilized. Most metros have active chapters and it costs almost nothing. For written communication and handlays, book Everybody Writes is the most practical thing you can read. LinkedIn Learning's executive presence courses are worth the time for the corporate framing. And once you stack this, I would recommend stacking it with business development skills, which is the next area. And you become someone who can both win the room and win the deal at the same time. Now, moving on to the second area, which is business and revenue growth, the skill that's probably costing India's graduates jobs. So, think about go to market strategy, business development, revenue growth. These are among the fastest rising skills in LinkedIn's hiring data. And I'd argue that this is the single biggest blind spot in the Indian education system. We produce graduates who can execute, right? But we do not produce nearly enough graduates who can think commercially, who understand how a business makes money, who the actual customer is, and what a sales funnel even looks like, and how to connect their work to, let's say, a business outcome. If you're early in your career, this is the gap I'd close first because it shows up in every interview, every performance review for the first 5 years. The person who understands the commercial picture gets trusted with bigger problems faster. There's also a freelancing angle here that's massive for India. If you're selling AI services or automation work to international clients, right? Clients in the US, UK, UAE, any part of the world, and you can speak the language of business outcomes and not just deliverables, you can charge up to 3 to 5 times more than a person who just sells, I'll build you a chatbot. So, where to build these skills? Well, HubSpot Academy is completely free and one of the best practical marketing and go to market resources available. Google's digital marketing certification is free and globally recognized. And Reforge is expensive but exceptional for growth strategy if you're at a more senior level. How do you build this? Well, the stack that you build this with is business acumen layered with data skills. So, not just opinions about growth, but the ability to quantify them. All right. So, the next area is area number 4, technical and strategic AI. And I will point out the mistake that most Indians are making in this particular area. Yes, AI is on the list, of course it is, but LinkedIn's framing is extremely important here, and most people are reading it wrong. See, LinkedIn tries to flag two separate AI skill sets, one being technical AI and the other being business strategy. So, technical AI means prompt engineering, understanding how LLMs work, being able to deploy and iterate on AI systems. And the AI business strategy part is knowing how to integrate AI into products, services, and actual workflows at an organizational level. Well, in India, you'll see a very specific split, right? So, tier one engineering college graduates are chasing the technical side, but they can't connect it to the business outcomes. MBA graduates are talking about AI strategy, but can't actually use the tools. The people who understand both are genuinely rare, and LinkedIn's hiring data shows they're getting snapped up. Here's the Indian opportunity that I want to bring you, right? We have a massive services economy, IT services, BPO, consulting. Every single one of those sectors is going to be restructured around AI in the next 3 years. The professionals who can bridge technical capability and business strategy are going to lead that restructuring. The ones who can only do one side of it, well, I guess you're going to get squeezed. So, where to build it? Fast AI is free and outstanding for understanding the technical foundation. Andrew Ng for everyone on Coursera is the best non technical entry point I have seen. Genuinely clear and there's no jargon padding. Deep learning AI's short courses on prompt engineering are tight and practical. And for people who want structured, hands on training specifically built around deployment and real projects rather than just theory, UpskillNexus runs a 3 month AI and automation program. So, we cover AI projects completely across 16 modules, 60 plus tools, 40 plus practical projects that covers both the technical and the strategic side in one program. So, it's worth a look if you want to build something portfolio ready and not just watch videos. Well, the tech stack that nobody almost in India is building is technical AI skills combined with risk and compliance knowledge. Because India's regulatory environment around AI is tightening. The Digital Person, Data Protection Act, RBI guidelines on AI and finance, the SEBI regulations all have entered the news. Now, someone who can build and govern is in a category of one. The last area in this entire video is risk and compliance, GRC. This is probably the most unsexy skill that's about to get very well paid in India. So, nobody makes reels about governance, risk management, and compliance, but this is one of the fastest rising skill areas in 2026 report. And in Indian context, it's going to be more relevant than even people realize. So, here's what's happening, right? The Indian government is tightening data regulations. So SEBI and RBI are issuing new governance guidelines for financial institutions related to AI. Global MNCs with India delivery centers are being asked by their parent companies to demonstrate AI governance frameworks, and nobody in their AI teams know how to do it yet. The people who can navigate this, who understand GRC frameworks, who can assess AI risk before it becomes a compliance problem, are being pulled into rooms that used to be reserved for legal teams and CFOs. In India, where the compliance gap in AI is especially wide, right? This is an early mover opportunity. This isn't for finance or just the legal backgrounds either. It's highly relevant for product managers, operations leads, founders, and anyone making decisions that touch customer data or automated systems. So, where can you build this? Well, ISCA's CRISC certification is globally recognized and respected in most Indian IT firms. Coursera has GRC programs from Google and UC Davis. These are good starting points without a legal background required. LinkedIn Learning's GRC Fundamentals course is probably the lightest entry point if you're just getting started. And how do you stack this? You need to stack GRC with technical AI skills to build and govern. In 2026, that combination is in India is a category of one. Here's what I actually want you to take from this. India's opportunity in AI and automation is not just about learning more tools. It's about building a stack of skills that compound. So think about communication, making your technical skills more deployable. Business acumen makes your collaboration skills more strategic. GRC makes your AI skills trustworthy. Put two or three of these together intentionally, and you stop being a commodity and start being someone organizations actually compete for. See, the India advantage is real, right? We have talent, we have the English proficiency, the cost arbitrage, and the access to global markets that most other countries probably don't. But that advantage only converts if you stack skills with intention. So, here's my recommendation: pick two areas that are closest to what you already do and where you already are. One course, one real project, one rep per month. Do that for 12 months, right? And then look back. That will be an year of intentional stacking that compounds, and you won't even realize what you're capable of at the end of it. Well, if this shifted how you think about building your career, follow this channel. This is exactly what we do here: cut through the noise and give you what actually matters for the Indian professional in 2026. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.